Hello, so today we're going to be solving rational equations, and I've got the equation x over x plus 1 minus 2 over x equals 1 over x plus 1. So the first step we want to do is find the least common denominator. So we see we have an x and an x plus 1. So what we do is we write that as x times x plus 1. We're going to times all of these by that. So go through and we write that out, x times x plus 1. Oh, there's a 1 in there. X times x plus 1 and x times x plus 1. And then we can go out, we can cross out the parts that cancel each other out. So the x plus 1 and the x plus 1 cancel out, and this x and that x cancel out, and this x plus 1 and this x plus 1 cancel out. So then we go through and we times what's left together. So we have x times x, which is x squared, minus 2 times x plus 1 equals 1 times x is just x. We'll go through and we'll solve that. So we have x squared minus 2x minus 2 equals x. So we want to set this equal to 0, so we're going to bring this x over by subtracting it from this side. So now we have x squared minus 3x minus 2 equals 0. What we're going to do is factor this so we have it broken down even simpler. And so we want to find what adds to be negative 3 but times to be negative 2, and it's just negative 1 and negative 2. So write that as x minus 1 times x minus 2 equal to 0. But we still want to solve for what x is. So we're going to write these as two separate equations. So x minus 1 equals 0 and x minus 2 equals 0. We're going to solve these. So we add 1 to both sides, and we get x equals 1. And this one we're going to add 2 to both sides, so we get x equals 2. And that is the answer to our equation. Now we're going to be solving for a quadratic equation, and I've written the quadratic formula up here, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So what we want to do is we want to set this equation equal to 0. So we're going to do that by subtracting the right side over to the left side. So now we have x squared minus 6x minus 6 equals 0. And so this part right here will be our a, this is our b, and this is our c. And we'll plug that into the equation. So when negative 6 and negative b, those cancel each other out, so we just have 6 plus or minus square root of 6 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 6, all over 2 times a, which is 1, so we're just going to leave the 2. We'll go ahead and solve what's inside the square root. So 6 squared is 36 minus negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 6 is a positive 24 all over 2. And we'll go ahead and we'll add this together. So we'll get 6 plus or minus the square root of 60 all over 2. So we can't find the square root of 60 because it doesn't square out easily. So what we can do is we can find numbers that can come out because they can be squared. And so I do that, I write 60, and I know that 2 and 30 go into 60, and 2 and 15 go, and then 3 and 5. And we see these two 2's match up. There's no other matching numbers. We know we can pull a 2 out. So we'll write that as 2 plus or minus 2 times the square root of 15 all over 2. And we'll divide this by 2. So now we're left with 3 plus or minus the square root of 15. And this is written as 3 plus square root of 15 and 3, oh, it's a terrible 5, I'm sorry, minus the square root of 15. And we're done.